Hey guys, how's it going today? Well, it's not going too good for me today. It's actually a, excuse me, it's actually a pretty cold, miserable day today. And it's raining. It's been raining here for like the last 3 days straight. We actually had tornadoes come through here again, like 2 days ago. And fortunately, none of them hit my house. I'm glad for that. There was some damage in other areas, and I'm sorry for those people. But it missed me, so I'm okay. But I got a problem with this lovely Pontiac Torrent that I've done videos on in the past. That's probably a very common problem for a lot of people that own these cars, or a Trailblazer, or I don't know, whatever other vehicles fall under this SUV line in like 2007, 2008, that area. So if you got one of these vehicles, and if you have one of these in it, one of those, you may have a swimming pool in your floorboard like I do, because it's been raining. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, let me get my camera lined up here so you can see what I'm talking about. So turn this around. So that's my passenger floorboard. See that? Nice and dry and cozy. This is my driver's floorboard. And it's raining, and I got water. If you can see it, see the water running down right there, see it dripping? You can actually see it dripping off the hood latch here. Let me get you down here where you can actually see it. See that? You see water running down the hood latch onto my carpet, filling my floorboard up with water. Well, that's a major problem. Okay, so how do you fix that? Well, there's different things that could cause that issue. Get this camera lined up here so you guys can see me okay. There's different things that can cause that issue. But the most common one is found under your headliner. So in order to fix this problem, I believe I'm probably gonna have to remove my headliner. And I'm probably gonna have to remove these as well. So I don't know how for sure how these get removed, but I believe, let me turn you guys so you can see what I'm doing. You don't need to see my mug, you need to see what I'm doing. Pop that out. And there's a screw in there, and it's a 7mm, and I don't have a 7mm here, but I have one in the car. So let me grab that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And yeah, I didn't really want to do this today because it's like 55 degrees and it's raining and it's cold and miserable. But I figured, what better time to do it than in the rain, right? So let's do it. I believe this is a 7mm, should be. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's a 7mm bolt behind this little cover. Of course, they're not very tight because they're just holding plastic in, so it isn't going to take much to get them to come out. Trying to get it to come out without losing it, if I can. Come on. Dang it. It's stuck in there. Come on. Maybe I should just pull this whole thing out. I don't know. There we go. I see another little hidden compartment right there, so I got to pop that one out. There's probably another bolt under that. Let me set this camera back up here. So I'm pretty sure there's another bolt under that. Oh. All right. And of course I got two more on the other side because you got to take them both off. Oh, now look. You see that? See that? I pulled that, and now look. Now my water's dripping out here. That's not cool. Now it's gonna drip all over me. I'm trying to reach this dadgun thing. Move my seat up so I can reach it. Wow. There's some lightning for you. Oh, wow. That bolt there is a lot bigger. Now look at this water dripping. You see that? Yeah. It's dripping a lot faster. All right. I am going to temporarily put that back because I'm getting drowned. I got to get, I think, a different size socket for that. Wow, now it's really ran. All right. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I got to go get another socket. I'll be back. Hold on. All right, guys, never mind. So, actually, you got a couple of tabs here. You got to kind of lift up on the back and then kind of pull it this way, and this one sets the slide and then come up. But I'm going to put this back temporarily. Well, I'm going to get the bolt out of it first so I don't lose the bolt. I'm going to put this back temporarily because it's where my water's leaking. That back tip, well, still leaking all over the place. Dang it! Come on. There. Put that there temporarily. All right, now I'm going to do the other side over there. I mean, you guys got one 7mm bolt here. You lift up, pull back, and then lift up again to get this out. You don't have to pull that piece off in the corner over there. I guess I can put that cover back. I don't need it out of there. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other side real quick, so hold on. I'll be back for that. You don't really need to. Okay, I got the other side out. So now let me show you guys how we do this. So once you get your bolt out, you just pull this out towards the inside of the car, like that, and then you kind of lift up and push it towards the windshield, and this rear tab will come out. The rear tab will come out back there, and then you kind of pull towards yourself and it comes out, okay? Just like that. But again, I'm going to put it back because, of course, I'm getting water dripping everywhere here. And I'm trying to avoid completely soaking the inside of my car. I'm gonna have to fix my carpet, but that's not a big deal. Now the next thing you got to do to fix this problem is to take your sun visors out, and they're just a Phillips screw. There's 3 of them here, and then you've got to tilt this up so you can see it a little better. 3 of them here, and then you got a screw that holds this piece on too. And of course you got to take both sides off again for that. Go. And there's this one does not have a light. Well, my passenger side one's missing the cover, but if they had a light in here, if there was a courtesy light in here, once you pull this out, you have to remember not to pull on it too hard because there's a wire up in here you got to unplug. So if you got a courtesy light in your visor, be careful when you pull the visor off, because you can damage the wire that goes to the light in the visor. Okay, I thought there was 3 screws. There's only 2. Sorry. So 2 screws that hold on the actual visor, and there's 2 of them. They're just a Phillips head. And now I can pull the visor out because I do not have the light. So I can pull this off, get it out of my way. And then I got to pull this out, which should be also a Phillips head screw. And it is. It should be the exact same screws, so you don't have to worry about getting them, you know. Well, no, actually it's not. So let me show you. So this one here is your sun visor. This one here is your sun visor holder. So the sun visor holder screw is smaller. So don't get them confused when you put them back together. And now we'll swing over here and we'll do the other side, right? So we got 2 screws right here. And right there. They're kind of long-winded screws. Okay, we got that out. Put that up there on the dash. And then we got to take this out. It's got the shorter screw in it. Got to take that out. Okay. And now, this headliner, this entire headliner is held in with Velcro. So if you pull down right here, see, this is the curve right here. So if you reach just inside of that and you pull down, you'll feel the Velcro pop loose on both sides. And you can actually see it. See, there it is. That's the Velcro, okay? So now this thing's loose like that. And now I got to take this out, and I'm going to get wet, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'll take this out so I can get to it to fix my problem. There we go. Well, now this whole thing should pull down pretty easily, and I got it. It comes around this seal. You can also pull this door seal off if you wanted to, but you don't have to. You pull it down, and now we can see exactly where my problem's at. So if we look up in here, you see that? So there's a drain right here on this sun visor. I mean, on the sun roof, and this tube is supposed to go into that drain, and it's too short. I don't know what happened to it. It looks like it's broken. Let's look at the other side. The other side, now see, the other side has a white tube. One has a white tube and one has a black tube. I don't know why. But that tube is too short for some reason. And I don't think I can pull it. I can't get it to move by pulling on it. I really wish I could. All right, so let's pull this off. We're gonna make a bigger mess. Now see, the weird part is this tube here, it doesn't have a piece of pipe inside of it. So I'm not sure what happened to that, because it looks like the end of it's kind of mangled to me. So how do we fix that? Well, it's not too complicated. What we need to do, first of all, I'd really love to stop that dripping. And I think I might have something actually here in the car, if it's the right size. Hold on a second. just, oh, there it is. No, it's not the right size. Well, I don't think it's the right size. Nope. I thought I had a little plug I could put in there, but I don't. So we're just gonna let it drip. There's already water in my floor anyhow, so it doesn't matter. But now what we need to do, we need to find a way to fix this. So we got a tube that's too short. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know why it looks like that, but here's what I'm gonna do to fix it. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna pull, sorry guys. I'm gonna pull the tube out here where I can get to it. And then I'm gonna take a knife or a razor blade or whatever you have, and I'm gonna cut it right back in here somewhere. Oh, there we go. So I cut it off, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get me a piece of rubber hose, and I'm gonna cut. I don't know what happened to that end, man. That end is like, look at that. That is like, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's like all messed up. I don't know what happened to it. It's almost like it melted. It's kind of weird. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get me a piece of rubber hose and attach to this end, and it's to make this, you know, just a little longer. I don't need much, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna cut this end off so it's good, so it's square, and then I'll reattach it. So let me go get a piece of hose and cut this end off, and then I'll come back. All right, hold on. Okay, I'm back. So I had a little piece of 5/16 inch fuel line that I had laying around from something I worked on just the other day, and it happened to be right here where I could get to it. And so I'm going to use it. And then I cut the end of this off, so now that's nice and square. I cut that little piece out there, so we can throw that away. All right, and now what I want to do, this fuel hose, by the way, fits really tight on this tube. I had a pretty tough time getting it to go on there. So now I'm going to shove it on here, on this end. The daggum water is dripping right on my arm, right down my sleeve. If I can get it to go in there. Ah, come on. You went in the other side. Oh, good grief, seriously? Man, it's really raining now. When I started doing this, it was just sprinkling, and now it's pouring. But either way, my carpet's going to get wet, so it really doesn't matter. Oh, look, that end came out. You know what? I'm not real thrilled with this. It's really stiff. And this pipe, of course, in GM's infinite wisdom, made it paper thin. So I'm going to go get a piece of vacuum line. I think it'll work better than this does. Of course, now it's raining even harder. All right, I'll be back again. Hold on. Okay, I'm back again. And now I got a piece of, I think this is like an 11/32 vacuum tubing. It's not as thick as the fuel line is. The fuel line was 5/16. It was a little smaller. This is 11/32. So I got a piece, you know, a couple inches long. So now I'm going to put it back like I was trying to do the fuel line, but it wasn't working very well. And again, it fits really tight. This tubing, this plastic tubing, I believe is a 3/8. So if you had to in a pinch, you could use a 3/8 inch fuel line or a 3/8 inch piece of tubing. That would work fine. But this 11/32 fits so tightly on here that I almost have to force it on. So it's going to give me a really good seal, so I like it. All right, and now what I want to do to try to keep this from coming back out again, I'm going to take a little bit of silicone, and you want to be careful with this. You don't want to get it inside the tube because you'll plug it up and it won't let water flow. So you want to get it on the outside of the tube like this, like that, just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. Dropped my little adapter. You just slide that on there, kind of twist it. See how I'm twisting it as I slide? That way it's kind of spreading that stuff out and go in there as far as it'll go. There we go. So that's going to seal that, and then I'm going to run my finger around it to flatten out or to seal up the edge of it there with silicone. All right, and now I need to pull my headliner down again. The rain is now pretty much stopped, so now I won't get drowned here, which is good. All right, let me pull this down. Okay, now let me raise you guys up so you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. And now we've got water. Come on, tripod, cooperate. And now we've got water dripping from right here. You can see it. So even though it's got water on it and it's wet, I'm going to take some silicone and I'm going to put it on it anyhow, because it's not going to hurt anything. If it's dry, it'd be better. I could probably wait a minute here and see if it stops dripping, because the rain is basically stopped now. So if I can get the water that's in there to run out and get it to stop long enough to dry it up. Yeah, there we go. All right, you guys see that okay? Yeah, you can see it. It's still dripping a little bit. I'm gonna let it drip a little bit. Hopefully it'll slow down here in a minute. Yeah, there we go. It's slowing down now. Okay, so I'm gonna put some of this silicone on it. All the way around. I'm putting it behind the nipple part. I don't know how well, you guys probably couldn't see that because my hand was in the way. So I got it behind the nipple. And then I'm gonna pull this up here and I'm gonna slide it over, kind of move it, wiggle it back and forth like that, get it in place, and then take my finger again and run it around there so it kind of seals it. Okay, there we go. And now my tubing is the way it should be, and the water is now running. I believe let me try to show you guys this. Let's see here. I gotta get this thing off the stand. Okay, so let me again. So this is what it looks like now. So I got it siliconed on both ends here, and then I got this piece of vacuum tubing which fits really tight, and that goes there. So that's now my water's not running inside my car anymore. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I don't know if we can see this or not, the drain comes out. Now I can't really see it, but the drain comes out somewhere down there. I don't know where, but somewhere down there. Okay. Now, it's really weird to me that GM would put black tubing on that side. Oh look, and there's on this side it's like a clear tube up there, but then when it gets down further it goes into a black tube. So I have no idea why it's like that. But what I want to do now, I want to go over to the passenger side and I want to take that side loose and feel it and see if I think it's going to be a problem in the future, because if it is, then I need to silicone it so it doesn't come loose either. So let me do that. Let me get the camera situated here. so I can switch sides with you guys, and we can let's see. Come on. Trying to get this camera stand to stand up on the seat. It's kind of difficult. All right. Let me go around the other side. Okay. Let me come in here and move you guys over to the other side so you can see kind of what's going on. And of course, when I take the other side loose, I'm going to have water coming in on this side now. Okay. Let me come up a little higher so you guys can see this. If my camera will stay there and not fall over. Okay, so now this side here hasn't come off or loose, but I mean, that doesn't fit very tightly. And see, oh, that just pulled right out, yeah. Well, heck. That there's not even draining, but I don't know if it's because it's plugged or because my car's sitting at an angle. I don't know which. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. Well, now why did my phone fall over? I never touched anything. Sorry, guys. I just opened up my sunroof. And this tube comes in right in here in this corner up above. And I don't really feel a lot of debris in there. But let me do this. Let me pause. I hate to pause it again, but let's pause it again. Let me go get something real quick, and I'll show you how to unplug that if it's plugged. Okay, hold on. All right, so I went and got this piece of tubing that I cut off of the other side over there. This 11/32, and if you take this piece here, this adapter, it actually. Dang it, phone! Come on. My seats are angled. And my phone keeps wanting to fall over. Dadgummit. Let me see if I can find something to lay on this leg. There we go. Okay, now can you guys see that okay? Okay, yeah, you can see it. So this piece here that I took off of the tubing, this hose fits fairly well inside of it. See that? So that'll go right inside there. And a lot of people will tell you that you can take and open your sunroof and blow air through here down the tube and blow the crap out. But the problem with that is if there's stuff up here in this corner, and you blow it down that tube, you may end up jamming it in the tube, and the tube may not clear. Then you're stuck with a tube that's full of debris. So your better option is to take this. Wait a minute, that's backwards. Take this and put a piece of tubing inside of it, like so, like that. Put it back in place. Let me get it up in there, like that. And then just simply just blow on it. And I'm gonna put you guys up there. You tell me if you see anything come out of that corner up there. You can see it. Where's that? Right. Let me see where that. Let's see, it's right. There. Right in there is where that tube is. I think you can see it actually. I believe you can. It's in there somewhere. Alright, so I'm going to put this here. You guys tell me if anything comes out. Nope, nothing came out. Okay, so that's good. And one thing I should have done on the other side that I didn't do, so I didn't think about it until just now, of course. Trying to get this camera stand to stay. Oh, come on. Seriously. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera to sit on my seat because my seat's at an angle. Okay. Oh, that was a screwdriver. Another thing you should probably do after you blow on that, and you know that's clear, then you should take this tubing, this rubber tube, if you have some, and put it on this end, which I should have done on the other side and I did not do, and blow through it as well to make sure it's clear. So let's do that. There we go. It's kind of hard to blow through there. I'm not sure if that's because there's something in there or just because it's a small tube. I don't know. But it is going through, air's going through it, so I think it's fine. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to do the same thing on this that I did on the other side. I'm going to take some silicone and I'm going to put it around the end of this tube like so. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to silicone this end on, and again with a twisting motion. It didn't fit very tight, so, and I don't know why GM thought this was such a good idea to put these loose tubes on here. If they'd have made a heavier tube and sealed it, nobody'd be having these problems. But of course they can't do that. That's too easy, or too hard, or too something. I don't know. Okay, so I got that silicone on, and now I'm going to take my silicone, get a little bit on my finger. I'm going to come up here. I touched something and lost my silicone up in the roof. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put it again on the back side of the little barb that the hose slides around. And again, you don't need much. Just a little bit. Like that. And then I take my tube and I slide it on there. I'm rocking it back and forth to get it to go on there and grab that silicone. And that silicone may or may not seal here, but it probably will because it's already sealed. It wasn't leaking, so I don't have reason to believe that it's not sealed. But now that silicone is going to hold, once that silicone dries, it's going to hold it in place, okay? So now that's taken care of. And it's starting to rain again. I need to shut my sunroof. Okay, and now this problem should be taken care of. One other thing I want to note for you guys is when you're done with this, one thing you want to look for that I can see here, I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but I'm going to show it to you. If you look here, let me take the camera off the mount here. If you look up in here, you see the condensation that's built up between the headliner and the metal part of the roof. Look it up there. See that? That's the roof. That's actually the roof of the car. See all that water condensation that's up there? So now all that needs to dry out. If you put this headliner back in place, it may not dry very well. So my recommendation is to leave the headliner down and let that dry out. Either that or go get towels and wipe it out with towels. But the inside of your headliner is going to be wet too. So the best thing to do is probably just let that sit for a day or so and dry out. And then of course I got to get my little mean green machine and vacuum up the water that's on my floor. But at least for now, I've got the water intrusion inside my car taken care of. So that's what causes, at least one of the things that causes the problem with this. Now, if that tube becomes plugged up with debris, then it could back up and run maybe past this into the headliner as well. Or if your tube just pulls out and isn't, I don't know why my tube was melted. I still can't figure that out. That was weird. It was like, I don't know, but it's just weird the way it was. But anyhow, that tube could also come loose. This tube here on the passenger side, it's got the white tube going into the black tube. It can come loose there, and I haven't tried to take that loose. It looks like it's pretty tight, and you can see the connection there is a pretty good connection. It goes down to about there. So that white tube's that far down in it. So I'm pretty sure that's pretty solid. I'm not gonna mess with it. I wish I would have blown through that tube there when I had it apart. And I could pull it apart there at that vacuum line and blow through it, but I mean, I'm not too worried about it. I think it's gonna be fine. I know the biggest problem was the fact that it was broken or pulled out. And I tried to pull it back. So I thought maybe it slid down, you know, in the pillar. I tried to pull it back this way, back towards the ceiling. Tried to pull it that way, and it wouldn't pull. So I don't know why it was like that. It's just weird that and there was not a piece of broken tubing inside this rubber thing. So I'm not sure what happened. I can't figure that one out. Somehow, I don't know if some heat caused it to melt or whatever. But anyhow, there's different things that could cause this, but this is the main one. Is the fact that there's this stupid rubber coupler here that falls out and it's not sealed in. Well, now it's siliconed in place. It's not going to come out again. Once that silicone dries, it'll stay there for the life of this car, or at least it should. And the other thing would be the clogged ends. But if you pull your headliner down, you pull that off and you put a piece of hose like I did into that adapter and blow this way, blow towards your sunroof. Any debris you get in there will blow out. I didn't see anything on the other side. I don't think you guys did either, but if you got debris in there and you blow it out, you want to make sure you wipe it up with a rag or vacuum it up with a vacuum or something. But I think it's a bad idea to blow air down through that tube, because if you've got something, what if you get like a stick in there, like a small stick, if it gets in there and you blow it down in there, well, it's going to get jammed somewhere in that hose, because the hose, you know, it has curves in it, it has bends in it. So if you got a little small stick and you blow it down in there, it's going to get jammed up. Well, then any more debris like pieces of grass or bugs or leaves or anything else that gets down there, it's going to catch on that stick, and pretty soon it's going to plug the whole thing up. Well, then it's down inside the tube, and you can't get it to come out unless you take the tube completely out of the car or cut it or something and like run a piece of wire through it and try to force that stuff out. But my recommendation is to blow it backwards, you know. And once I had it off, you know, I was able to blow down through the tube itself. But if it's going to get plugged with debris, it's going to get plugged up here in the corner. It's not going to get plugged down inside the tube. It's going to get plugged up here. So once you disconnect it, you can always blow through the tube and make sure it's clear. But I don't know if that one is or not, but I'm going to just assume it is, because I don't want to take it apart. I've already siliconed it. I'm not going to mess with it. So I think it's fine. All right, guys, so that's it. I know this is kind of a long, but I've seen other guys do this same job, and you know, I figured I'd put it on my channel too, and I do it a little differently. Like I said, I blow through the tube and I blow backwards rather than blowing air down through there. So, and you don't have to do it on a rainy day, obviously. If you got a problem like this, you can always let it dry, and you can just, you know, take it apart and look at it. And once you've got everything fixed where you think it should be, you can always put a garden hose up there in your, you know, put a garden hose up here in your sunroof and just turn it on and let it run, and make sure that you got no water intrusion inside your car again. So I'm just doing it today because it's raining and I'm kind of bored and I needed something to do. So I hope this video helps somebody. If it does, subscribe to my channel, please. I've got more videos coming, but I hope you guys like what I'm giving you guys. Stay tuned and be safe. Hopefully there's no more tornadoes in Missouri. We're having bad weather really the early time of the year this year. It normally doesn't happen until like April or May, but it's just barely the beginning of April. We've already had two tornadoes here. One a couple days ago and one like 2 weeks ago in March we had tornadoes, which is really weird. Anyhow, guys, be safe. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.